Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I had not planned for this to be a video, but because I thought there wasn't enough to make it a video. I thought it would just be really short, and it may be a short video because at the time of this recording, I'm not sure how long it's going to be, and that's because I don't write any scripts. I'm not going to read to you. That's not why I made this channel. This is just a hobby, right? So I know what I want to say, and I'll try to tell you in a way that makes sense, I guess. But another thing I want to say is that the thesis is thesis the word? Well, anyways, the premise, the theory, what I'm that I'm going to tell you, right? Whatever word it is that Melina's eye that we see at the end, the gloam eye, the purple eye, is not the Glowmine Queen, and it does not signify her as the Glowmine Queen or a vessel for the Glowmine Queen, or her power, or an inheritor, or a descendant, or actually her, a reincarnation. All of that stuff, it's out. There you go. So this video is going to go out to everybody that's ever been downvoted for not believing that Melina is the Glowmine Queen. This is dedicated to y'all because I don't believe it. I don't believe she is. And in this video, I will tell you why I don't. Well, I will give you the reasons why I see she's not. And it's because of the eye. So we'll be dealing a lot with that eye, because that is the cornerstone of the theory that the majority of the community believes that she is the queen. But no. That's that low-hanging fruit I was talking about. If you watch any of the streams or any of the other ones, low-hanging fruit, you got to stay away from it, because it's there to trick you, right? But don't go too deep. Always don't get too deep that you get lost in lore, abyss. Anyways, all right. So first off, let's look at the eye. The eye, we see it at the end of the Frenzy Flame ending, right? No spoilers. I mean, it's been 3 years. So there she is. She's got the eye, and it would be easy to assume, if you know what gloam means, and you're educated, well educated, I guess, or you have a high vocabulary. Oh yeah, it's gloam. She must be the Glowmine Queen that's been missing in the entire game. Okay, yeah, but what you've missed, and many people I believe have missed, and I was missing this little bit until just this week, right? Until this week, I made a post on the YouTube or whatever, the YouTube, and I was like, oh, there's a connection there. That's the connection. And the beast eye, if you look at the beast eye, it has the same color or nearly identical, right? One's a drawing and another one is an actual eye inside of a living person, right? So it made me realize that is the eye. And then I started thinking, whose eye is that? And then I was like, oh, the beast eye. We get that from Garank, who is Malekith. Been 3 years. No spoilers. And then my mind blew. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, wait a minute. Then I started thinking, wait, is he blind? Is he blind? And then I went searching the internet. And then I found this channel called Bonfire VN. Go check him out. He has the model of Malekith, and which I don't have here. I don't know how to do all that. But it's Malekith, it's blind. He's missing both eyes. And then I was like, how could I prove in game, if you don't have the capability to pull the models out and look at them, what can you do? Oh, we can manipulate the camera and see what we can see. And if you look here, we see, if I'm manipulating the camera, I believe at this point, and you can see in this image here, and it's pretty tough. You'll have to look close or do it on your PlayStation or computer or wherever you play. And And you can see that Malekith has the jaw. He has, or Grank, if you want to call him Grank at the time. He has the jaw. He has teeth, a tongue. And all these things are rendered inside this, this image or inside Grank, except for the eyes. There's no eyes. And so I was like, oh, that makes sense. He's got no eyes. So he's missing 2 eyes. He's blind. That's something that we can prove. An everyday person can prove in the game. Malekith is blind. Okay, physically blind. And so I was like, well, is Melina blind? Does she have an eye underneath that? Underneath, is there an eye rendered underneath her eyelid? So I thought, where the only place we can summon her is to fight Morgoth. So I summoned her, and then manipulating the camera, as you can see, she does have an eye. She does have a pupil. But wait, you're thinking, you're probably telling me, oh, what then how is it purple? Okay, hold on. Don't jump the gun though. But first we got to think logically, right? Let's think about FromSoft. FromSoft is so detailed. They so critical to detail, right? That they did this on purpose. They intentionally made her another eye that was golden. It looks golden, or it could just be a brown eye. Anyways, and if you look at the 1.0 version of the Beast Eye, it does state that, gouged out by Malekith himself, right? That's in the item description. And you can see that in the one of the, or maybe both of the wikis for Elden Ring. So there's another thing that promotes the idea that eye is Malekith's eye. All right, so but the eye is there, and we know it was intentional. So there you go. We have that, right? And so now you're like, oh, but she removed her eye. What? How did it get gloam? How did she get Malekith's eye in her head? Well, we know from Mesmer the Impaler that eyes can be replaced. Eyes can be given, right? They can have that seal. Do we have any other examples of like these eyes that, you could replace your own eye with? And then I was thinking, oh, of course, Radagon's Scar Seal, Sword Seal, and Marika's seals, right? Her Sword Seal and Scar Seal. Wow. That just blew my mind. And this is probably blowing your mind, or you've already clicked off. It doesn't matter. It's amazing. Here is the evidence that, that shows that, body parts are interchangeable, sort of. At least, even if you're not a Newman or a shaman or whatever, because apparently these eyes, Marika made them to replace your eye, especially the seals. Same thing with Radagon, right? It's like a thing of privilege that, at the height of the Golden Order or the Erd Tree, it was a privilege to have your eyes replaced with a seal from Marika or from Radagon. So, we have that, we have the in-game evidence from the developers showing that, Melina intentionally has 2 eyes. Malekith doesn't have 2 eyes. And then at the end of the game, we see that Melina has replaced one eye with the Beast Eye. And why would she have done that, right? And then you're probably thinking, oh, because she's the Glowmite Queen. Wrong again. Okay, because the Glowmite Queen, her power, apparently, if from reading just the text, right? You don't want to read too much into it. Her power came from the Rune of Dust and Death. She was in possession of it, apparently, or she had created it to kill the gods. One of the two. But the Rune of Death is back in the Elden Ring. So death is back in the world, and Dust and Death is being applied to the demigods, right? Or to gods / powerful people. So that means that, the player who is the Lord of Frenzy Flame in this ending is able to die. He isn't immortal or immortal. He's he can be killed. So Melina, when she looks at the screen and she tells the player, right? She's telling you, or the audience, really, that I will deliver to you destined death, right? She's not saying that she has the power of destined death, but you are now, fated to die. You can die. So she's just stating that she's gonna kill you. Think about it. So the players in charge of the Elden Ring, they have the Elden Ring when they're the Lord of Frenzy Flame. So Melina can't have destined death. She can't have the rune of death. But the player does, right? So the player has these things, and how do you find somebody? How do you find destined death? How do you find death? Or death root or anything, right? With the beast eye. If you're the Lord of Frenzy Flame and you're out doing stuff, or you're hiding, or whatever you're doing, Melina can now find you no matter where you go, because she has the beast eye. Having the beast eye does not give you the power of destined death. It gives you the ability to track it, to find it, right? So that's how she's going to find you. That's how she's going to kill you. Not that she's the Glowmite Queen. That doesn't make any sense, right? Think about it. The Glowmite Queen's power came from destined death, whether it be a rune that she made to kill the gods, or it was part of the rune of death, right? I believe, for one, that she had made the rune of destined death and applied it to the Elden Ring, or America did, or took it out. Whichever way the propaganda is told to us in game, it's the opposite. See, because we hear, and that can be a whole nother video. We're not going to get into it here. And I guess the last thing I would like to say that tells me that Melina is not the Glowmite Queen, or that I doesn't make her the Glowmite Queen, is that narratively it doesn't make any sense. It's narratively cheapens everything that Melina does in the game, and it also makes the Glowmite Queen her mystique, I guess you could say, shallow, because now you have it tied to another character, and to me that doesn't make any sense at all. It just doesn't, right? It would be bad writing, and man, because let's think about it. George R. R. Martin, Hidetaka Miyazaki, I don't know if I said his name right, but these guys are two of the greatest writers and creators of our time. We will probably never, or since I will never see anybody as great as them before I pass away. I'm telling you, it would be just bad writing, and these two do not do bad writing. If you made it this far, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got. This video goes out to everybody that's been downvoted for going against the grain, thinking outside the box, and not reaching for that low-hanging fruit. Know that I, the Golden Inquisitor, stand with you. And so does the Inquisition. All right. If you have anything, any comments, I miss anything, let me know. I'm here. I'm always listening. And thank you very much for watching.